Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Resales. It's Monday again. Got my Monday hat. My name's Ryan. I sell books, mostly. Get them at yard sales, garage sales, thrift stores, and other similar places. I get other stuff too, and I think I've got... I'll grab a bag of stuff in a second, I think, and show y'all what I got for sale. Really interesting weekend. Got up, swung by Goodwill like twice and got a pretty good haul. And we'll go into that. First off, 100 subscribers. Over 100 now. So, thank y'all out there for subscribing. Getting 100 people to do something, I guess, is an accomplishment. So, for a mediocre book sale channel. So, thanks to all y'all out there. And let's see if we can keep this rolling. We'll see. Anyway, got some sales, got some... let's get on it. Sales. Actually some, good, profit sales. Nothing that really kind of just dump that stuff. Some profitable stuff here. I gotta show the cover. Gore. These are adult men's novels. Fantasy. Don't, like 18 or older. $30 for 5, though I had 6 on the listing, but there's 5 in the picture, so I'm going to have a conversation with the buyer and tell them I didn't know how to count that day. So I think it'll turn out fine. I'll send them. I'll tell them, look, you're getting 5 books. I don't know if maybe I'll have another one I can throw in there or something, but we'll do that. Anyway, next up, this is more... You'd think these would be worth more, but they're really not. Perry Mason, 3 hardcover paperbacks. Earl Stanley Gardner, $15 for these 3. The old noir, pulpy detective novels, particularly Earl Stanley Gardner, Perry Mason stuff, I'm a little surprised isn't worth more than it is. There's collectors out there for it. And these were library copies, with the markings and stuff. And if they were pristine condition, which almost none of them ever are, they might have been worth about twice this. So, but even in the paperbacks are $3 books. I'm continuously a little bit surprised that the value on those is low. There's no demand, I guess, and sometimes there is demand, but there's also a price ceiling to those types of things. Some of those books, and you'll find this in some collector communities. This is particular in certain paperbacks, where even a guy's not going to spend $15-$20 on a book even to finish his collection. These are $3 to $5 books, and that's all that those guys are paying on. So, something to think about when you're dealing in books is certain if the collector community is small enough, there are certain price ranges you really can't go over because they're just not going to pay it. There actually might be the demand, but the guy actually may really want that book, but he ain't paying more than X for it. It's a certain idea there. So, there you go. On that sort of thing. All right, next up. I sold. Okay, this was nice. These 2 books went to the same buyer. They were 2 separate. The guy just went through all my listings and found a couple. Falling from Grace, Once Saved, Always Saved, and The End of This Present World. Dispensationalism type book and sort of classic Baptist theology. So these 2, 14 for both of these. 7 and 7. Be able to throw them together. May actually make a couple extra bucks because I'll combine shipping. Okay, next up. Expository Sermons on the Epistles of Peter. First edition, 1976 by W.A. Criswell. Criswell wrote a bunch. Criswell's an author to check out. Uh, his stuff really isn't like super expensive, but W.A. Criswell was a pastor and he wrote a lot of stuff on how to preach. I actually have a couple of his books back here for sale. If I get them cheap enough, I do grab them and lot them up. So Criswell's one to keep an eye on and to look up. But he's also might be worth like grabbing and selling $3 to $5 a book if you can get 4 or 5 of them. Finally, another big hit: Star Wars Dark Forces Rebel Agent, not Angst, Agent. Sold another book in this series for $100. Sold this one for 35. There's one other one in there. So these were just like a blind grab almost at the Friends of the Library book sale. I saw them. I was like, I'll grab them. They're $1 a piece. I'll try them. Didn't think too much. Didn't look them up. Didn't think too much about them. Wound up making my money. This and the other one wound up paying for the whole thing. So they were really nice surprises out of that because I really didn't think I had something that I was going to make a lot of profit on. So I'm in the money on that sale. And after this one sold, I sold a couple other books out of that sale too so far. So doing good out of there. That's my sales for today. Haven't had a lot of hits on some of my Facebook Marketplace attempts. I am going to try, I think, a little more this week. Refurb some listings and get some stuff out there and see if I can't get some stuff sold on Facebook Marketplace, and then transfer some of them back out. And then next week, bump them all over to eBay and try to sell them there. So, and what a bunch of those are. There's a whole lot more. There was another massive science fiction drop. This goes to the house. At they're the Yellow Daws that I still can't pass up when they're $1 a piece or less. These lot up okay at $3 to $5 a piece. There's not a whole lot of super valuable ones. I have sold a couple in the $15+ range. Michael Moorcock books. These will at least lot up okay. I've sold some individually in the $10 to $15 range on his older stuff. More Heinlein books. This made me happy. Finding a few more Heinleins. Let's see. Yellow Daw. That's actually Marion. This one may be individual, or I've got one other one in this series by Marion Zimmer Bradley. A couple of her books do okay. So there. That one goes to the house. Stephen R. Donaldson. I've lotted his stuff up in the Second Chronicles of Thomas, the Chronicles of Thomas Covenant books. I may have a lot already for sale that I need to go look at, see if I need to fill it up a little bit. This one was interesting. I had not seen this cover before, and I didn't look it up because I grab it every time I see it now. Oh. Dune. Paperback. First edition? We're about to look something up. Time for a live lookup, folks. We're going to do this. So, 1965 Dune paperback. We're about to see if we got something here. Okay. Interesting. Completed items. And let's see where this rolls to. Ooh. There's one in better condition. This one's a little rough. There's one in better condition, just sold for $50 of a 65. There's one for 35 that looks to be about this shape. So I may have something on my hands here. There's a 40 and 51. Don't do auctions. There's folks who try to put these up on auction. Don't do auctions. Do your research and do buy it now. Auctions don't make sense unless you've got really high dollar items like 100 plus. Don't do auctions. And this is coming from a guy who I used to exclusively do auctions, like long, like 15 I've been doing buy it now maybe 10 years. Uh, I used to exclusively do auctions on some stuff, and I've swapped it over because there's enough data out there now. Okay, another 40. Okay, I'm gonna probably start this one at $39.99 and go from there. But this is a good find here. This is a first edition Dune paperback. And that confirmed by the go to that first page, right there, that title page. There's like no other stuff written here, so that's a fun find. Cool. And with Dune being all the rage right now, if you got Dune books, sell them. If you see a Dune book for $1 or less on the shelf, grab it, resell it. And I'm talking like new stuff too. There you can probably get close to 10 books even for a decent condition Dune paperback. That's how good those are. That's getting listed today. Ain't no reason to wait. All right, more of the same. More Michael Moorcock. More Stephen Donaldson. Married Zimmer Bradley. Yellow Daw. Kids keep coming. These I find do okay. This is the sort of the pre-TV show Song of Fire and Ice Game of Thrones books. I've found that these sell actually a little bit better than the modern copies. So, and this is a big one. This is actually a different sort of the trade paperback. So I've sold plenty of these, several of these before. All right, what we got here? This is one of the series I love, and it's not worth a ton, but I grab it every time I can when it's cheap. Stainless Steel Rat series by Harry Harrison. Really fun read. Sold a couple of those before too. Hardcover Ringworld Engineers by Larry Niven. I didn't look it up, but it was a cheap, and so I snagged it. Went to a yard sale. They had books for $0.25, so I grabbed a couple. I didn't grab a ton, but I grabbed a few. Folklore of the Welsh Border, and an Ogden Nash first edition. Ogden Nash, Everyone But Thee and Me. We'll see. This yard sale, if I had the room, I think I would have cleaned them out. They had like some history, some like Welsh history stuff and all that. And I almost and I probably could have gotten a lot more, but I didn't feel that they were worth as much. So, all right, next up, Tom Swift and his electronic retro scope. Tom Swift was great. Predicted a whole like in the early teens and 20s and 30s when those were originally written. Predicted a whole bunch of like stuff that we got mundane. That's just mundane right now, like automatic garage door openers. Yeah, that was in Tom Swift. And if you don't know what the word taser means, Thomas A. Smith's electric ray gun. That's what the taser means. I need to check my wife on this one. King Arthur and his Knights. This is like a junior classics type of, junior deluxe editions. So, but that's not the Henry Frith. That's not the pile version. That's interesting. Let's talk about that one. And local history is always interesting. Always look it up, but it's one of those situations that it's sometimes a sit and wait one. This is Tryon County. And it was a Tryon County like New York. And there's several of like I'm down here in middle Georgia, and somebody had like donated their collection of books about Schenectady. That's Tryon County, New York, and they weren't worth. They didn't have sales on them, and I don't know that I have the room to grab them. Sometimes local history does really, really well. Sometimes it just sits and sits and sits, and like if somebody gives you like $10 for it, you just take the money and run. So sometimes it's timing based. Sometimes it's you just gotta get the right place, the right time. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna sip a coffee. All right. couple other things on those same veins. I didn't look this up. I need to see. Force Unleashed 2, Star Wars. Star Wars books are hit and miss. As you can see, I've sold some for high dollar, and I have like some that I just sit on and don't do anything. And finally, this one, the Hudson River, from Ocean to Source. Bought this one mostly because of the age on it. But I looked it up, and there was a few sales that are decent prices. I don't quite remember, but I was like, okay, that's kind of worth trying. So, there you go. Man, these are stacking up today. So, we got work to do. You got work to do. I got work to do. So, let's get it up, get it on, and get it out. And that's today. Hopefully I'll hit a thrift store later today. See if anything else popped up. And we'll go from there. Have a good one. Oh, like, comment, subscribe. Let's run those numbers up.